What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm back here at Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County, Florida, and I'm checking out this brand new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Now, this is one of the most sought after vehicles in the country right now, and that's because it's the only one in its class that has several features that other manufacturers don't offer. So today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, of course, the engine and the test drive. If you like watching videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. Recently, I've done a non-hybrid version of the brand new 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross, and I wasn't very impressed with it. Now let's take a look at the hybrid, because on paper it looks a lot better. So let's take a look and see. First of all, as far as the design, it looks very similar, but it has a different front end. So you have this a different top portion right here and the bottom portion of the bumper. Now, this being a hybrid, it doesn't require as much of the open spaces to help with cooling off the engine. Now, this is the middle of the line trim, which is the SE, and what we have is we have the projector beam headlights with the incandescent daytime running lights, as well as the turn signals right here. And if we scroll down, there's no fog lights, but it looks like there's a space for fog lights, so I guess if you wanted to add that, you could. And overall, it looks nice and polished. Nothing too crazy as far as the design, but let's pop the hood and underneath the hood, you'll find a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine assisted by 2 electric motors in the front and 1 in the back, making it an all-wheel drive vehicle. Now, this is the same engine that you'll find in the brand new Toyota Prius, producing a total of 196 horsepower. It's mated to an eCVT transmission, and according to Toyota, it can go 0 to 60 in less than 8 seconds. Now, some people tested it at 7.2 seconds. I'm really excited to take this vehicle for a spin at the end of this video. Now, as far as the gas mileage, it's amazing actually. It can get up to 45 miles a gallon in the city. 42 is the combined number, so it's not bad considering it's on all-wheel drive. Now, underneath the hood, you'll find the prop stick and no sound insulation, which is kind of looks unfinished if you ask me. Here in the US, there are 3 different trim levels that are available for 2023 Toyota Corolla Hybrid, and that is an SSE and an XSE. And what I have for you today is the middle of the line trim. So let's see what we have as a standard equipment. As far as the wheel and tire setup, you have the 17-inch rims, which are actually not bad as far as the design. 215/65 is the tire size, and as you can see around the wheel wells, you have the matte black cladding that continues at the bottom of this vehicle as well. Now, all-wheel drive is badged right in the back, and this is hard to say, but everything is blacked out on this vehicle, and that's because it's black in color right here. Now, on the mirrors itself, you have the turn signal indicators, and let's see if we have the blind spot assist. Yes, we do have the blind spot assist here. On top of the vehicle, you have the black low profile roof rails. Now let's move to the back of it and let's see what we have there. Now, the polished look continues in the back, and it has these large lights. Now, the tail lights are a combination of the LED and the incandescent one, so you can see LEDs right here, incandescent here. SE hybrid right at the bottom. here now right on top. Inside, I don't know if you can see it, but the third brake light is actually behind the glass here, and then this is for your windshield wiper washer. Now the washer is exposed on the outside, nothing too crazy as far as the back of it. Now, important thing to mention that it is actually rated for towing. It can tow up to 1,500 pounds, which is not bad for the class of the vehicle. Now it does have the manual lift gate and quite a bit of room on the inside. So Corolla Cross mat right underneath here. You have the fix a flat kit, no spare tire, and the seats can be folded down with 60-40 split, and you simply do that by dropping them. Of course, the front seat is pushed too far back, but it does have quite a bit of room for the cargo. Now let's take a look what it has for passengers. Before we get inside, I want to point out to one thing that I didn't show you on the back. Now it does have the Corolla Cross kind of embossed in this trim piece, and it looks pretty nice. So let's open this up and let's see what's going on the inside. So as far as the door panel, you have the hard plastic materials. The only padded area is right here for your armrest, and then you have, of course, your door handle and the window controls right at the bottom. You also find the speaker. On the seats, on the front seats, on the driver's seat, there is no seat back pocket, but you'll have one on the passenger seat, and right in the middle, which is a nice touch, you actually have the vents for the rear passengers, and you also have two USB Type-C ports at the bottom here. And as far as the fabric on the seats, it is fabric, it's not the Softex. You have to move up to the top of the line trim to get that, and it's kind of nice, right? As far as the design, it has a little bit of blue stitching, a little different color trim. Now the seats are a little bit on the tougher side, on the firmer side, but let me jump inside and see if there's any room for me there. Surprise, surprise, I actually have some room for my knees. I didn't think I would have, but this seat is adjusted to my regular driving position, and I am 6 feet tall, so as you can see, plenty of headroom, a couple inches there, plenty of shoulder room. Now the pitch of the seat, not too bad. I don't feel very uncomfortable. However, the seats are definitely on the firmer side, so definitely check these out before you purchase one. And let's listen to the sound of the closing door before we get inside. Boom. It's not bad. Now, one thing to point to, you see these two notches right here, that indicates that this vehicle is equipped with the smart entry system, so you can lock it or unlock it. Unfortunately, the key is inside, so we won't do it, but let's take a look at this front door panel right here. So we still have a lot of hard surfaces here, which I kind of wish, at least for the driver and passenger, that this would be a little bit more plush. You have a little bit of padding right here, and then of course window mirror lock controls, a little bit of storage, and the speaker at the bottom. Now both seats, driver and passenger, are manual adjustment, and they have a little bit of bolstering on the sides, and like I mentioned, with the rear seats, they're also definitely on the firmer side. And right on the left hand side at the bottom here of the steering wheel, now this is to open up your fuel tank, and then you also have your dimmer, traction control, and you can turn on the automatic lights. Let's jump inside and I'll show you the rest of this interior. Well, check it out. Now we're on the interior of this 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, and let's get this thing started and let's see what's going on here. Well, starts off in the electric mode right away. It goes with the combustion engine, and that's because I have been sitting here without the engine on, so now it needs that battery to charge up a little bit. But normally it would start with the electric mode, would be very quiet. You probably won't hear that this vehicle is running because it wouldn't be running. Anyways, well, if you look at this interior, well, it's very simple. It's not as exciting as some of the competitors, sadly, but it's not. Right on top, this is hard plastic. This is a little bit of a softer plastic material. You have some vents on the side, a small screen, and before we get to it, let's take a look at the steering wheel. So steering wheel, decent size, nice to the touch, no complaints here. You have buttons to control a lot of features on the steering wheel. On the right hand side, you have the cruise control, dynamic cruise control. You have different modes for your media, seek track. And on the left hand side, you have volume control, voice control, phone control, back button, and then you have some settings that we can see in the instrument cluster. So let's take a look at the instrument cluster itself. And then, as you can see, it is analog with a small screen right in the middle. On the left hand side, you have a tachometer. Right hand side, you have a speedometer. And in the middle, you can go through some of the features here. So right now, we have the safety features that are displaying. So you have the lane departure system, blind spot monitoring, pre-collision sensor, rear cross traffic alert, and then you have the exit warning, right? So those are all on. You can turn them on and off. Now, as far as the messages, there is no messages. Distance to empty, 250 miles. Adaptive cruise control or compass, that's what displayed in the next slide. Then you have the audio off, and as far as the trip distance, those are your meters right here. And we're back to the safety systems. Then right at the bottom, you have the gear indicator. It says P, and that is pretty much it. That's what you have in the instrument cluster. Now this screen right here, now I've been complaining about the screen at Toyota since basically they've gotten it. Look how small is the screen. Now this is an 8-inch screen and probably an 11-inch housing. If they got rid of all of this and made it as screen, those would look so much better. I have the power and volume knob right here. Let's select English, and then we're going to cancel that. Yes, we're going to cancel setup. And this is basically what you'll have. Well, if it goes on, come on. Did it decide not to go? Well, there you go. You get to listen to the stereo. All right, so this is your new screen. This is a new technology, and I apologize if you see it blinking. It's actually not. But so it's got the new software, which is a plus, because that means that we have the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Now you can also subscribe to the cloud-based navigation. As far as the radio, we have the AM, FM, Sirius XM connected device. If you wanted to trip information, energy flow, this is for the hybrid system. So that shows you where the energy is coming or going, and then go to settings. You can customize this vehicle. Not a whole lot going on in here, to be honest with you, and because of this screen appears to be blinking on my camera, we're going to move on, and you can definitely check out one of my other videos where I do a little bit more in-depth as far as the review of the system here. Now down here, this is another thing that I wish was improved on this vehicle, because you have a single zone climate control. Now that could be a problem for a lot of people, because me and my wife, we operate on different temperatures. I'm on low, she's on high, and that's basically how it works for a lot of couples right here. So as far as the temperature control is on one side, fan control is on the other side. Here's your shortcuts. Now you can also select the Eco Heat and Cool. That's going to adjust it to still get the best gas mileage on the vehicle. Now a lot of empty spaces in here. Again, this is the SE trim. On the XSE you might get some heated seats, and I'm not even sure in here in the US you get the heated seats. I know in some of the other countries you can. Now you also have in the USB Type-C port and the wireless charging right at the bottom here. Regular type shifter, drive modes, and then you have the EV mode button right in front. So we can select that driving through the parking lot, but as soon as you accelerate, it's going to turn on the combustion engine. Then you of course have your electronic parking brake and the brake hold, as well as 2 cup holders in here where the key sits. Now as far as the key, it has this new Toyota key fob. Very simple, lock and unlock. Of course, this is the push button start. You also have the panic button right here, hold for the panic button. Let's put it in reverse and let's check out the rear view camera. Very simple, nothing to it. Now it turns on this kind of droning noise when you go in reverse, but you can see you have the lines that don't move, so those are not active trajectory lines. But you know, you have kind of your distance gauge here, and this is pretty much it. Do we have any settings on the camera? No, nothing here. Put it in park, and let's move up on top. You have the regular mirror, and then you have your light control right on top, and illuminated vanity mirrors. This is it. No sunroof on this vehicle. This is how it looks on the interior. Well, let's take it for a spin. Well, I'm ready to go, but before we take it for a spin, let's take a look and see what different trim levels are available. There's 3, so it should be quick. Hybrid S, which is the base model of the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, starts at $27,970. Hybrid SE, which I'm sitting in right now, starting at $29,290, and XSE at $31,065. They all share the same powertrain. They're all electronic all-wheel drive, basically, with 2 electric motors in the front, 1 in the back. Have the same powertrain, 2-liter, 196 horsepower. Ground clearance across the line is 8 inches, and as far as the gas mileage, still the same, 42 combined, and that means that it has 45 in the city and 38 on the expressway. So let's take it for a spin, because on paper it looks really good. Shaves about 2 seconds off the regular non-hybrid version as far as the 0 to 60. Let's see about some driving dynamics. Now it says it has the sport tuned suspension, so we're going to check that out, see how that sport tuned suspension feels. I'm going to start off with making a circle here. So I have steering wheel all the way to the left, and let's go. Well, we're in this electric mode, so you know, it's very nice and quiet, and the vehicle is very tight, of course. I mean, it's basically a Toyota Corolla raised up, right? So what could be not tight about it? Now let's see, you know, as far as the body roll, I don't know about this sport tuned suspension. It's still very soft. And one thing too that I notice right away is how light this steering is. It's definitely almost too light. Now, some people might like it because it's easy to get in and out of the parking spaces. It's easy to maneuver. It's easy to turn the steering wheel. I actually like to have a little weight to the steering wheel to make sure that I feel that I'm in control of the vehicle. Now, again, this is very subjective. Some people might love this feature. And definitely cruising at the low speeds right here in this driveway, we're in the electric mode. So there's an EV mode that shows right on the screen, and it's super nice and quiet. And this is not a plug-in hybrid, so you don't have to plug this vehicle in, and you know, it just charges as it drives. So we're going to take it on the road and check out the bit of an acceleration here. And let's stop right here. Nobody behind us. We're at 0. Let's go. We got some wheel spin in the front, even though it's an all-wheel drive. And we get it up to almost 60 miles an hour. So definitely it is quicker than the non-hybrid version. Now, is it an exhilarating experience? No, I wouldn't say that, but definitely a lot better than, you know, the gasoline only one. So that definitely it wins. Now, I also really like the fact that this vehicle is an all-wheel drive, so it can definitely help those who are in the snowy areas, especially now going into the winter time. Well, I mentioned in the beginning of the video that this vehicle is in its own class, but it is a subcompact SUV, and there's plenty of them. Now, I just recently done the brand new Hyundai Kona. We also have the brand new Kia Niro. We have several different models that are entering the market. Of course, the CX-30 as far as the Mazda, and the turbo of it if you need that super quick acceleration, but none of them combined the hybrid and the all-wheel drive. That's why I say that there's really no competition. Now, several of them offer the more powerful engines and the better acceleration, well, several of them might be bigger. So it's really hard to decide of what you're gonna go with. Now the Niro has a hybrid that's just about the same, maybe a little bit better gas mileage, but it is a front-wheel drive only, so it doesn't have the all-wheel drive model. So this definitely has the advantage of it. Now here's a couple takeaways from this vehicle. Now I think Toyota's done a great job introducing the hybrid version and the all-wheel drive version. Now that's definitely a plus. It drives really nice. However, when you step down on it, you can find it a bit noisy, you know, especially when here. So during acceleration, you can definitely hear the engine. I'm not sure if it's because not having that noise insulation underneath the hood, maybe not enough noise insulation between the cabin and the rest of the vehicle, but definitely transfer some of that inside of the cabin. And you know, I would like to have it a little bit quieter. Now the technology, I mean, we talked about it with Toyota. They could even be great, or it could be not very great, and I think this is the second one. The 7-inch screen, I mean, it's got the new software, but it's missing so much as far as what competition offers that I think it definitely is behind some of the, especially the Korean ones. As far as the fit and finish, you know, I'm surprised because Toyota's pretty good about building a quality vehicle. So I'm surprised to find so much of the hard plastic materials all around this vehicle. And I would like to see a little bit more of a plusher side of it. And as far as the seats, this is not Toyota-like. Now, when I think Toyota, I think plush, comfortable, and these seats are definitely on the harder side. So despite some of the things that I would like to see improved on this vehicle, I still think it's a great vehicle for someone that's looking for a subcompact SUV with a great gas mileage, decent performance, and an all-wheel drive, which you won't find all of these features in one package at any of the competitors. It is priced within the market, so definitely if you're looking for one, don't skip this one. And I really was shocked to find this in the inventory of Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County. So I'm going to post a link in the description of this video, as well as their phone number. If you're interested to see if it's still available, give them a call and hopefully make a deal on one. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you had fun watching this video, and if you did, help support the channel by clicking that little red subscribe button, giving me a like, and if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to turn that bell notification ring bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.